Hey everybody, it's Derek here. I'm doing this video with my phone because I dropped my good video camera a couple weeks ago and now it doesn't work, so I'm going to have to take this video with my phone. So anyway, I'm actually doing this video here for this plane that I've been working on. It's I'm actually doing this video because a buddy of mine requested some footage of it. My friend on YouTube, he goes by the name of Daisy 8 Luke. Hell of a nice guy, super friendly. Wanted to show you my my plane here. You and I were talking a couple weeks ago about how I put my tail boom into the back of the fuselage, and like I said, it's actually a mop handle that I picked up for cheap. But you see, it's hollow. I believe it's aluminum with some kind of red plastic that's wrapped around it, and I covered it in this digital duct tape. I thought it'd be kind of neat on here. But you know how I put that on there. Yeah, it was quite the chore. I'm not kidding. But I measured, I measured the width here and the height right here just to find my center point, and I marked that, what I did to get the hole in there, believe it or not, I actually used a spade bit. It's a wood spade bit. I think the diameter of this, actually I don't remember. Hang on a second. Let's see. The diameter. Yeah, so it's like 7/8. The outside diameter of my mop handle for my tail boom was 7/8 of an inch, and I took a 7/8 inch spade bit, and I actually drilled this hole using just my fingers. I didn't use a drill. I really wish I had a big, tall drill press. I mean, I've got, where is my drill press? Oh, I do have a drill press here in the garage somewhere. I forgot where I put it. Oh, yeah. I've got this drill press back here, behind those planes, but there's the travel up and down is only so much. But if I had a big tall drill press, I mean, I could just put the fuselage in there squarely and then just drill that hole. But anyway, so yeah, I actually did that by hand. I just put the spade bit in my, sorry, I dropped my screwdriver there. Put the spade bit in my fingers, and I just twisted it like that, as straight as I could, as square as I could. And I did a pretty good job. And I actually found this plastic piece here. I don't even know what it was for, what it went to, where it came from, or why it's even here. I had no clue. But when I got my hole done, it was actually bigger than what I had wanted. So I actually just put that in there as a spacer to take up a little bit of gap in there. And actually, okay, now the tail boom goes into the plane, I believe about 10 inches. I think it goes in about 10 inches. The entire fuselage from the back to the front, get my tape measure here, just a second. Get the tape measure right there in your face. Okay, from front to back, it's like 23 inches. And I believe I ran, okay, maybe it was 8 inches. Yeah, because I put a one of those magnetic, they've got those magnetic extensions that you can put drill bits into, and I just twisted that down there some more, just to get some depth into the foam. Because remember, I mean, the fuselage, it's just made of, let me get this off there. You see in there that it's green. That's that 3/4 inch green insulation foam board. I picked it up at Lowe's. It wasn't that much, but yeah. So I ran that in there, good long ways, and to get that in there, straight, square, true, plumb, whatever it is you want to call it. What I did, because these two sides are, relatively, because they're flat, I actually put them in a homemade vise. I don't have it anymore. I took it apart. It was just something that I made just out of scrap 2x4s that I could pinch the fuselage into and hold it upright. Then I made a square frame from, I think I just had some 2x2s. They were like 3 feet by 3 feet, and I just screwed those together. And then I put the tail boom against one of the 2x2s and put a level on that so it was straight up and down. And then I just, I went ahead and inserted the tail boom into the fuselage. No, I poured quite a bit of Gorilla Glue down in the hole first. Then I put my insert on there. Then I put the tail boom in there, and I just tried to hold that as square as I could for a little bit. And I got some string, just like regular kite string is really all it was. And I just put some like tether lines that come off, and I think I had them coming off in like 8 different directions, just to hold this, to hold the tail toom straight and square and true and all that. And as best as I possibly could. I mean, I've come over here to my workbench. I've got one of these speed squares. It's just an aluminum speed square. I took one of those. I've got some of those plastic architectural squares, and I put them all up on here. And as best as I can tell, I mean, this is coming out here, very, very straight. Horizontally as well as vertically, as well as any diagonally. I was actually really happy with the way this came out. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do, to be honest with you, but I'm really happy with the way that came out. But if you take, I'll give you a quick look there. You may see my T-Rex 500 over there. I was out playing with that the other day. I don't have any video of it because I can't fly it and hold my phone at the same time. I'm just not that talented. So, but anyway, actually, in my previous video of this, I was trying to model this after I believe it's sold by Hobby King. It's the EPP FPV. That's the fuselage part here. It's got the top that comes off. Your battery and everything goes inside there. I've got 4 rare earth magnets here on the bottom. I'm going to put a couple more here on the back side. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, it just pops on there like that and pops off, no big deal. So you can, fly it like that, or if you want, take this upper part off, and you put a camera on here, your FPV equipment, whatever. I was actually thinking about making a second one of these. That way I could just have my video equipment mounted on here all the time. I wouldn't have to worry about taking it on and off. So yeah, just pop that off, put the video equipment pod on there, and that would be good. And yeah, that's that part. And the tail, I actually made the tail based off of the Skywalker, because I wanted the horizontal stabilizer up. I wanted it higher than the tail boom. Because the way the EPP FPV plane is, the horizontal stabilizer is down here off the tail boom, and then the vertical stabilizer comes up. Now, if you guys check out Bruce, yeah, I believe he's there in Australia or New Zealand. I forget which one. I think he's in New Zealand. Hell of a nice guy. I mean, he's got a lot of really, really good videos. He actually did a review. Sorry, I keep getting my finger in the way. He actually did a really good review on the EPP FPV, and during his test flight, when I think prior to him even flying it, he set the plane down in the grass, and the horizontal stabilizer would touch the ground before the wing would. The wing comes out like this, you know, and the plane would tip over a little bit as it was in its rested position, and the horizontal stabilizer was actually touching the ground, and the wing wasn't. Well, during Bruce's review of the EPP FPV, you know, the horizontal or the horizontal stabilizer touching the grass before that, I really took that to heart when I was making this. So I decided that I wanted to put my horizontal stabilizer up here, and I've got a couple little these are 1/8 inch fiberglass support rods on each side. It makes that pretty rigid. I don't even have them glued in yet, and it's just incredibly rigid. Yeah, here I've got my, there's a hole back here that the wires for the motor and the speed control will come through, or you know, the wires for the motor will come through. I'll probably put the speed control on the side of the plane, just so it gets plenty of cooling. I might even put it like right there on the bottom, because I plan on flying this plane with landing gear. Probably not this one. This is just a mock-up. I'll probably end up changing it, but I'm going to put my speed control on the outside somewhere, and then the wires for the motor will come out here. And I've got 4 of these. These are what, 2.5 inch by 2.5. They might even be 3 inch. Let's see. Yeah, these are 3 inch by 3 inch pieces of angle bracket. And I just took a bit of the hardware that I've got here at the house and bolted them together. Excuse me, I get the hiccups. But what I plan on doing, I'm gonna cut out a little area back here and put a piece of wood here, and cut out a little area here and put a little piece of wood here. Probably just some thin 1/8 inch plywood, and I'll put these brackets up here, because I'd really like to see this thing spin. I don't know, 10, maybe a 12 inch propeller. So something I did make sure is that, well, something that I will make sure when I put these brackets on here, that, you know, there's plenty of clearance for the prop, so it obviously doesn't hit the tail boom. That would be really bad. But something I just got done with, I cut little ovals or something or other out of just that thin 1/8 inch plywood, and I cut out a little recess area in here, and I ran some carbon fiber arrow shafts through here. You know, you guys know me. You know, come deer season, I love to deer hunt. Actually, I don't rifle hunt or shotgun hunt or nothing. I bow hunt, so I've got plenty of arrows laying around. Some of them are in better shape than others, but then I got four of these pieces, 2 for each side, obviously, and yeah. So I got that recessed out, and I got my carbon fiber arrow shafts run through there. You guys aren't going to believe how I did that. Get the hole to match up, because to be honest with you, all I did, I'm not kidding. I took, well, prior to drilling that hole there, I actually had just an 1/8 inch hole, or I think it was even smaller than that. I think it was a 1/16 inch drill bit, and I drilled a hole through there, and then I marked those spots on the foam, and then I cut out, you know, my ovals. That way it was all centered, and then where that mark was, or no, actually, sorry, telling fibs. I put my piece of plywood. Let me shove that through so it's out of the way. I put my piece of plywood up there just like that, and I used it as a guide, and I made some marks up here. And what I did, I just took my it's a 5/16 inch drill bit, which is just a little bit bigger than the diameter of a carbon fiber arrow shaft, and I used that as a guide, and I just drilled that through. And I mean, obviously my bit, you know, doesn't go all the way through, so that's what these little marks up here were for, just so I had something to aim for. And I am not kidding. I pushed the, when I drilled through from one side and then I went back to the other side and drilled through, I could feel the bit going through the foam, and then it just it broke right through. And I put my pieces, my plywood pieces on here, and I shoved the carbon fiber arrow shafts through, and I'll be darned if they did not. Oops, get back here. I'll be darned if them buggers didn't just line right up. Could not believe it. I mean, but I mean they slide right through there with no troubles at all, and I figure that'll be what I used for to get my rubber bands to attach to mount the wing on here. I put 2 strips of Velcro on top of the fuselage here, and I've got 2 pieces of the other side of the Velcro on the underside of the wing, just to kind of hold it in place a little bit, and then my rubber bands will go obviously around. Here's my wing section over here. There we go. It is 81 inches long. I think it's got a 10 or maybe an 11 inch wing cord or something like that. But it's 80, the entire length is 81 inches. Sorry about my stuttering, but you guys know me. I stutter and I can't help it. So yeah, I mean, it ought to be a pretty impressive plane. I really hope it works. Real quick, one of the other projects I've been working on, I have a new flying wing. The design is based on a guy on YouTube. His channel is if you take out the stuttering, it's FPV Trond. It's a TROND. Super nice guy. Is a hell of a pilot, and it's just a flying wing with a KFM 4 airfoil. So it's got the step on the top as well as the bottom. Yeah, he actually calls it the here's his name, FPV Trond, and the design is based on the FPV 49 V3. This is his version 3. It's from tip to tip, from tip there to tip down there. It's 49 inches. Actually, mine is a bit longer because of the big fins that I put on there. But I've got some really nice ailerons on there. I've got my servos mounted. Here's my receiver right there. It's a Spectrum AR600. Just waiting on getting the motor and the speed control, and we'll give this sucker a chuck in the air. I got to work on a motor mount for it, but that's one of the other projects I'm working on. There's my wings for my my big foam board albatross plane. Believe me, I mean, I'm still working on it. I'm waiting for. Well, to be honest with you, I'm trying to get my money back together for my RC fund. I've had some truck repairs that I've had to go through, so my fund for my radio control parts got killed. So I'm trying to get some money back in my radio control fund, that way I can get this thing finished up. I guess it really doesn't matter if I get it finished up right now because it's been raining for the last like 3 weeks. So yeah, what else is there? My small flying wing from Experimental Airlines. I was out flying that in some wind the other day. I should not have been flying, and it smacked the ground awfully hard. But the only thing that I screwed up was the foam. The motor, speed control, all that, everything there is still real good. So I'm just gonna, I'll just spend another whole $1 and a little bit of packing tape, and I'm gonna get me another wing. I mean, I probably could just retire the whole idea of the wing, but I like flying that bugger. It's just too much fun. Here on the back side of that, I've got my RC Help trainer. I'd really like to thank Tony from rchelp.com, right there, rchelp.com, for putting up free plans for that plane. It flies really, really well. What else is there? I think that's about it. So, yeah, you know, that's my camo plane in a nutshell. I'm calling it the FB Recon. I mean, you know, granted, I mean it's you know, it's not that Dollar Tree foam board. It's that insulation foam board from Lowe's, but it's still foam, it's still board. So you know, it's still called you know, foam board. Actually, the wing over there is made from that Dollar Tree foam board. But you'll see, I mean, there's plenty of room in here, you know, to put batteries, you know, whatever else, maybe a squirrel or something. Yeah, it popped right on there. And so anyway, that's pretty much what I've been working on lately. I do have another glider that I've been working on. I'll show you guys that in the next video. I'm just about done with it. But yep, appreciate you guys watching and putting up with my stuttering. And oh, actually, let me get this turned around. I sure hope you guys can see me. I can't get the camera to flip over to the other way. So you know, I really hope I'm showing up on the video here. Here's some pretty good news. We actually found out the other day. I come home from work and my wife left a note on the computer telling me to wake her up. My job is at nights from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I get home about 6:30 in the morning, and she was sleeping. So she left me a note on the computer monitor saying to wake her up. So I woke her up, and you know, which is, it's kind of rare. I mean, she never asked me to wake her up. So you know, okay, you know, what's up? Well, she got herself together and got woken up, and we sat down on the couch in the living room, and she just kind of looked at me and smiled, which was nice. I mean, I like it when she smiles at me, but it was a different kind of smile. Like, well, what's going on? Come to find out, my wife is pregnant. How cool is that? I'm going to be a dad. This will be our first child. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I really am excited. I can't wait. I think it's going to be an awesome experience. I think my wife Jordan, she's just going to be an outstanding mom. I mean, she's taken care of me for the last 4.5 years we've been together. So, you know, if you're taking care of a kid, she ought to be pretty good at it. She's been taking care of my sorry ass. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys, taking a look at this video. It actually turned out a little longer than I thought because I just kept rambling. So I'm still working on my planes. I've got a pregnant wife. It's raining. That part sucks, but hey, the rest of it's real good. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch up with you later.